Good night, viewers. Here are tonight's headlines. A missing woman found safe with her boyfriend. A. Mohammad builds and stocks a shop for a BBUS accident victim. Search efforts underway for missing minor Dion Sun Charlie following a river incident. The Attorney General cautions police against unlawful detention for minor narcotic possession. Police investigate the death of a Bartica man. Lisa Halley acquitted of manslaughter charges. The Guyana police force prepares its case for the DPP on the Leonora double homicide. GCOM collaborates with GRO to remove deceased persons from the voters list ahead of the 2025 elections. Sculptor Ian Iver Tom resumes his position at Burrow School of Art after a premature resignation. And severe thunderstorms cause extensive damage in Lynden, with officials urging the government for immediate relief. Stay with us for more details on these stories. Guyana police force prepares case for DPP on Leonora double homicide. The Guyana police force, GPF, is finalizing a file to be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for advice on charges related to the fatal stabbing of two men outside a nightclub in Leonora, West Coast Demerara, WCD, on Saturday. The suspects in custody are identified as 28-year-old security guard Alex Amsterdam, also known as Mario, and Terry Thorman, a resident of Leonora. The deceased are 30-year-old Calamidin Nasir of Lot 1 Stewartville, WCD, and 25-year-old Arvinda Rupram of Lot 52 Stewartville, WCD. On Monday at approximately 1850 HRS, Terry Thorman surrendered to the Leonora police station in the presence of his attorney. He was informed of the double murder allegations against him and was subsequently cautioned by police. Thorman reportedly told officers, "I have nothing to do with the death of those two men," and declined to provide a written statement. He is currently in police custody as investigations continue. The incident reportedly occurred around 2:50 HRS on Saturday, following a heated argument between the victims and the suspects, which escalated into a physical altercation. Rupram sustained multiple stab wounds, while Nasir was stabbed once in the upper abdomen. Amsterdam was also injured, receiving a stab wound to his upper abdomen before Thorman fled the scene. Nasir and Rupram were transported by the Anti-Crime Patrol to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where they were both pronounced dead on arrival. Amsterdam was also taken to the hospital and later transferred to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where he remains under police guard in critical condition. During the investigation, the crime scene was processed, and a black-handled Rambo knife was recovered. Several individuals were questioned, and police have gathered useful information as they continue to investigate the case. The GPF is awaiting further instructions from the DPP regarding the appropriate charges for the suspects. Police investigating death of Bartica man. The Guyana Police Force, Regional Division No. 7, has launched an investigation into the death of 56-year-old Rishik Ramkaran, also known as Crushel, a laborer residing at Lot 37 7th Avenue, Bartica. On Tuesday, September 24, 2024, police were alerted to the situation by the deceased's 33-year-old niece, a resident of 1st Avenue, Bartica. She reported that Ramkaran, known to be an alcoholic and drug addict, had not been seen for several days. Upon arrival at the residence, police officers found the only entrance door bolted from the inside. A reddish substance, suspected to be blood, was observed flowing down the stairs. After forcibly entering the premises, officers discovered Ramkaran's body lying face down in a decomposed state at the bottom of the stairway. Initial examination of the body revealed a wound on the head, with visible blood on the face. Preliminary investigations suggest that the deceased may have fallen from the top of the stairway, sustaining a fatal head injury in the process. The body has been transported to Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, where it awaits a post-mortem examination. The investigation is ongoing, and further updates will be provided as they become available. Missing woman found safe with boyfriend. Big Smith News Watch is pleased to announce that Melinda Rampersad, age 33, also known as Tutu, has been located safe and sound. After being reported missing by her family, Rampersad is currently with her boyfriend, who confirmed their status during a video chat interview. Thanks to a tip-off from her family, Big Smith News Watch was able to establish contact with Rampersad through her companion. During the interview, her relatives positively identified her from a screenshot shared by our news outlet. The boyfriend stated that he and Rampersad have been living together for some time and that her family is fully aware of their situation. However, he claimed that reports had been filed against him at the Ruimveldt police station and other locations, expressing his intention to file a formal complaint on Wednesday, September 25. Rampersad, who chose to keep her sunglasses on during the interview, reiterated that her family knew her whereabouts. Concerns were raised by her family after they had not heard from her since she returned from a vacation in the United States on August 13, 2024. In the meantime, her two young children, aged 6 and 7, are currently in the care of their grandmother. Lisa Halley acquitted of manslaughter charges. Lisa Halley, 28, formerly of Swan, Soesdijk Lynden Highway, was today acquitted of a manslaughter charge following a decision by High Court Judge Peter Hugh. The charge stemmed from the July 29, 2017 death of her husband, Dion Halley. The decision was rendered due to insufficient evidence presented by the prosecution. Representing the state was Mr. Mikel Perron, while Ms. Halley's defense was led by attorney Mr. Damien De Silva. Mr. De Silva submitted that the prosecution failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Ms. Halley unlawfully caused her husband's death, citing the reasonable possibility that she acted in self-defense. During the trial, several witnesses were called, including an eyewitness, and the prosecution relied heavily on a caution statement given by Ms. Halley to the police following the incident. However, the defense successfully argued that the evidence did not establish unlawful intent on the part of Ms. Halley. Justice Hugh, agreeing with the defense's no-case submission, directed the jury to return a formal verdict of not guilty, thereby clearing Ms. Halley of all charges. The original charge alleged that on July 29, 2017, Ms. Halley unlawfully killed her husband at their Lot 30 Queen Street, Kitty, Georgetown home. According to reports, the couple had been together for several years and shared 2 children. The case drew significant attention due to reports of long-term domestic abuse suffered by Ms. Halley. On the day of the incident, an argument escalated when Mr. Halley allegedly armed himself with a knife and threatened to kill her. Reports indicate that Ms. Halley managed to gain control of the weapon and used it in self-defense, resulting in Mr. Halley's death. He was transported to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Severe thunderstorms cause extensive damage in Lynden. Officials urge government for immediate relief. News source Guyana reports, heavy thunderstorms and powerful winds swept through the mining town of Lynden on Tuesday night, toppling trees, damaging houses, and leaving many residents in desperate need of assistance. The devastation has prompted officials in Region 10 to urgently call on the Civil Defense Commission, CDC, and the government of Guyana to provide immediate relief measures. According to town officials, at least 25 homes were severely damaged by the storm. In several instances, roofs were blown off or completely collapsed, while large trees were uprooted, crashing onto homes, vehicles, and roadways. The severe weather also caused flooding, with several homes inundated by rising waters. Mayor of Lynden, Sharma Solomon, expressed concern over the significant flooding reported in various communities. Residents are in need of help, and while the town council, with support from local businesses, has been providing some assistance, there is a pressing need for a large-scale response, the mayor said. Solomon highlighted that the town's drainage system has contributed to the flooding, calling for immediate intervention. The regional and municipal councils have been pressing the government for emergency works, but while they continue to meet and assess the situation, residents are suffering, he added. The mayor expressed frustration with the delay in addressing the town's flooding issues, which have been ongoing for over 5 months. He called for urgent action, including the dredging and maintenance of creeks, canals, and outfalls, alongside comprehensive emergency drainage works. This is not the time for politics. People are suffering. The drainage system is clogged, and we need real, long-term interventions, not just cosmetic fixes. A letter outlining these concerns has been on the Prime Minister's desk for weeks. Yet, as of yesterday, no action has been taken, and now we face even more damage after last night's rain, Solomon stated. Deputy Mayor Dominique Blair echoed the mayor's concerns, urging the government to release emergency funds to assist families whose homes have been destroyed. Many homeowners have reported over 3 feet of water entering their homes during heavy rains. This is an emergency that demands immediate attention, not delays and further assessments. The families affected by these storms and floods cannot wait for politics to play out. They need help now, Blair stressed. Residents have also voiced their frustrations over drainage work previously conducted by government-affiliated contractors, which they claim is already deteriorating. Regional and town council officials are continuing their assessment of the damage caused by the storms and flooding. They remain committed to pressing the government for swift and serious interventions to prevent further devastation. A. Mohammad builds and stocks shop for BBUS accident victim. In a heartwarming display of community support, a Mohammad has successfully built and stocked a small shop for Kisun Harold, a 26-year-old father of two who has faced significant challenges following a life-altering accident in March 2023. The incident left Harold unable to work or move freely, relying heavily on his wife, who currently works part-time at a local Chinese restaurant to support the family. Harold has undergone several corrective procedures for his injuries and is scheduled for another operation next week. His dream is to regain his independence and care for his family once again. Recognizing his struggle, Guyanese singer Buntai Singh reached out to Mr. A. Mohammad, who graciously offered to assist in setting up a small business for Harold. Today, Mr. Mohammad officially handed over the newly constructed and fully stocked shop, located at Harold's parents' home in Shields Town. This initiative aims to provide Harold with a sustainable source of income and a renewed sense of purpose. "I am incredibly grateful for this opportunity," said Harold, expressing his heartfelt appreciation. "This shop gives me a new lease on life." Mr. Mohammad, who facilitated the project, expressed his happiness in being able to help. "I encourage Harold to make the most of this business, with hopes for future expansion. I also wish him a swift recovery," he stated. This initiative underscores the power of community support and collaboration in times of need, providing hope and a path forward for those facing adversity. Attorney General cautions police against unlawful detention for minor narcotic possession. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has issued a critical warning to police officers regarding the detention of individuals for marijuana possession weighing less than 30 grams. During his weekly issues in the news program, Nandlal stated, "If the court cannot sentence you to a term of imprisonment, then the police cannot lock you up." Following amendments to the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Bill in 2022, possession of 1 to 15 grams of marijuana no longer results in custodial sentences. Instead, offenders will receive mandatory counseling. Those found with more than 15 grams but no more than 30 grams will be assigned community service. Prior to being found guilty, individuals cannot be detained if the offense does not carry imprisonment, Nandlal emphasized. He reiterated that suspects can be released on bail and given a court date. In a recent incident, a driver was arrested with 4.2 grams of suspected cannabis, claiming it was for personal medicinal use. The Attorney General's statement serves to clarify legal protocols and protect individual rights under the amended legislation. Sculptor Ian Iver Tom resumes position as administrator at Burke School of Art after premature resignation. Renowned Guyanese sculptor Ian Iver Tom has resumed his duties as administrator at the Burke School of Art following his premature resignation earlier this month. Mr. Tom, who stepped down after a verbal altercation involving racial slurs, was contacted by senior government officials, including Vice President Barrett Jagdeo and the Permanent Secretary, P.S., of the Ministry of Culture, Youth, and Sport, and encouraged to return to his post. In an interview on Monday, Mr. Tom shared that Vice President Jagdeo reached out to inquire about the situation and expressed that the matter should have been handled differently. Tom was asked to reconsider his resignation, and after consulting with his family and students from the art school, he made the decision to return to his position until a suitable replacement can be found. "I think I can contribute towards the further artistic development of the students," Tom stated, acknowledging the concerns raised by students in a public letter regarding his resignation. The students had expressed deep disappointment over the incident, citing concerns about racism and favoritism in Guyanese society. The incident that led to Tom's resignation occurred on September 7, 2024, in the parking lot of the Burke School of Art. According to Tom, a man in a red SUV parked in a reserved area for staff and students. When Mr. Tom asked the driver to move the vehicle, the confrontation escalated, with the driver hurling racial insults at him. Following the altercation, Tom was called to meet with the Minister of Culture, Youth, and Sport, Charles Ramzan. Tom provided the details of the incident but felt that the matter was not properly addressed, leading to his decision to resign the next day. Following the public outcry and student support, Mr. Tom has agreed to continue in his role at the school while calling for proper handling of any future incidents. "While I hope similar situations don't arise, if they do, I expect them to be managed with the seriousness they deserve," he said. Mr. Tom has been an integral part of Guyana's creative and art sector for over 11 years, earning acclaim for his contributions to the field of sculpture and art education. His return to the Burke School of Art is seen as a significant step in maintaining stability and leadership within the institution. Missing minor Dion Sun Charlie sparks search efforts following river incident. Dion Sun Charlie, a 32-year-old minor from Guyana village, has been reported missing after a suspected boating accident in the Mazaruni River on September 23. At approximately 11 a.m., Charlie departed from Bush Cow Backdam en route to Keiko village for business. During his return, he reportedly collided with a floating object, resulting in his fall into the river. Residents, including Lirvaya Henry from Abu village, reported hearing a loud crash and raised the alarm. Neighbors discovered Charlie's abandoned wooden boat, but no sign of him was found. On September 24, Inspector Hunt and local volunteers initiated a search party. However, their efforts yielded no results. A small boat belonging to Charlie was later recovered at Bush Cow Landing, displaying what appeared to be bloodstains. This vessel has been secured by police for further investigation. Search operations for Dion Sun Charlie are ongoing, and authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. GECOM collaborates with GRO to remove deceased persons from voters' list ahead of 2025 elections. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, is working closely with the General Register Office, GRO, to verify the removal of deceased individuals from the official list of electors, OLE, as part of its effort to ensure the integrity of the upcoming 2025 elections. GECOM's collaboration with GRO is designed to accurately address the presence of deceased persons on the voters' list, with the goal of maintaining a clean and transparent electoral process. Commissioner Clement Rohi emphasized the importance of this initiative, stating, "We're working with the General Register Office so that the names of deceased persons are not included on the lists being prepared for the next elections." He highlighted GECOM's commitment to avoiding disputes regarding voter eligibility, ensuring that only living voters remain on the OLE. The Commission has also reported significant progress in its second phase of continuous registration, with 6,941 new voters added to the National Register of Registrants, NRR, as of September 20, 2024. Rohi noted that GECOM is refining its methodology to address the removal of deceased individuals, particularly during the ongoing claims and objections period. This period provides an opportunity for constituents to contest the inclusion of deceased persons on the voters' list, with families and residents able to submit documentation to validate their claims. The most recent claims and objections period ran from July 2 to July 15, and the current continuous registration process will continue until November 29, 2024. In addition to the new voter registrations, GECOM's Public Relations Officer Yolanda Ward reported the following updates from the continuous registration process. 2,614 applications for address changes. 1,800 requests for changes in personal particulars. 6,600 applications for replacement ID cards. 705 requests for photo retakes. Commissioner Rohi also addressed the challenges faced in verifying voter registration in remote hinterland communities. He noted that GECOM is increasing its resources to ensure effective registration and verification in these areas, adding, "Sometimes persons are working days away from home when we visit their village, so we need to spend more time in the community rather than rushing in and out." He assured that additional personnel and financial resources will be allocated to ensure that no eligible voter is disenfranchised. "We want everyone who is eligible to vote to be able to exercise their franchise," Rohi concluded, underscoring GECOM's commitment to inclusivity and the integrity of the electoral process.